Hello, hi, welcome. This is Tiger Lilith Tarot, and I'm going to do, forgot another stone there. I'm going to do a quick live reading for this lunar eclipse blood moon. We don't have a full lunar eclipse. The full lunar eclipses are not very typical, but this one is, they're calling it a deep lunar eclipse because it'll be a 96.2% eclipse. So really we're almost at 100%, which is kind of amazing. I'm going to read just a little bit about eclipses first before we get into it. And this is going to be a collective reading. So this is going to be for not necessarily every sign, just as the collective whole. Let me adjust my lighting here a little bit because we're getting a little blown out. There, that's better. Okay. So just from this moon power book that I love, talks about eclipses. So in the case of the moon, in the case of the sun, each hour of the eclipse is said to bring effects that last 1 year. Now we're talking about a lunar eclipse. So for the moon, the ratio is 1 hour to 1 month. The effects may begin to unfold before or soon after the eclipse takes place. So the energy that I pulled right now, you could have started feeling a day or two ago. You could be feeling it right now. This eclipse is taking place the evening of the 27th / the morning of the 28th. Yes, we are live, Pinwheel. Thanks for being here. So yeah, it's the morning of the 28th for some, evening of the 27th for others. Just depends on where you're located in this big blue marble. So the effects, right. The full implications might not make themselves apparent until weeks after the eclipse. Eclipses have long been thought to affect national and political affairs. So isn't that interesting? Because that's kind of what we're going to be looking at right now. If a 12-sector astrological chart is drawn up for the time of an eclipse, well, we're not going to get into the astrology of it all right now anyway. But I will tell you that this eclipse is the last of a 2.5-year cycle of eclipses taking place on the Virgo Pisces axes. So we're looking at Virgo in the 6th house, Pisces in the 12th house. 6th house being the house of health, having to do a lot with your health, routine, or power in a lot of senses, and Pisces being the 12th house, a very dreamy energy. The afterlife energy really is what we're talking about with Pisces. It's kind of hard to explain. Let's see, I don't know if you know any Pisces, you kind of know what I'm talking about. Pisces always kind of have this dreamy, almost effervescent, they're here, but they're not quite here kind of energy to them. So yeah, the 12th house, one moment. Then I'm going to light some Palo Santo. So yeah, the 12th house, it's all about our subconscious. There we go. That's a great way to put it. Their subconscious mind, hidden realms, spiritual releases, completion of cycles, and lunar eclipses. Eclipses are always about completions of cycles. They kind of speed up time. And that's why in ancient times, eclipses were almost feared because it felt like time was shifting and altering. Because like I read earlier in the moon, once an eclipse, you're going to see the effects within weeks of it. And it brings about endings and beginnings that if something blocked an ending or a beginning, the eclipse is going to bring it in and make sure that ending or that beginning happens, right? So let's see here. I've got a few decks. And again, this is going to be a collective reading, eclipse collective reading. And as always, if you're interested in a personal reading, I do offer those. Please email me. My email address is in the comments. It's tigerlilithtarot808@gmail.com. I have my prices listed there, but as I've told people before, if you're interested in just a 1 or 2 question reading, something like that, you don't want a whole half hour, email me and we can work something out. All right. I am flexible that way. We have to be flexible, especially at this day and age. And honestly, these eclipses are happening, Virgo and Pisces, mutable energy. The 4 signs that are going to be affected most by these eclipses are the mutable signs. Virgo and Pisces in particular, because it's on their axis, and then Sagittarius and Gemini as well. So let's start out. Yeah, let me pull a few oracle cards first, just to kind of get a vibe, get a quick vibe here, and then we'll go into the tarot. And as always, thanks for being here. Like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. If this is your first time finding me, welcome. I do astrological readings. I very much enjoy doing readings based on the moon signs. I think that the moon is incredibly important. It is the satellite of Earth, and I think it is a big guide. Controls the waves, it controls the water, and our bodies are majority water. So the moon is a big deal, whether you are a Cancer, Pisces placement or not. The moon is important for all of us. So let's see. Let's get just a few cards just to see what's the vibe of this eclipse here for the collective, please. The vibe of this eclipse. Listening. Okay, so maybe slowing down and listening. I'm going to get 2 more, and then we'll get right into the tarot here. Hope. Okay. Hope feels very much like renewal to me right now as well. The color yellow is beginning to stand out. We'll see if that continues to be a theme. Maybe the color yellow is going to be important here. And emptied. The ending and the beginning lie at either side of the same door. So I like that this came out, because we're talking about endings and we're talking about beginnings, and that's what eclipses bring. Sometimes it feels rapid, can feel like a rapid ending and a rapid beginning, but just remember, whatever that ending and beginning was, it was always meant to be there. It's just the ending, whatever's ending and whatever's going to begin. It should have happened before, perhaps, but, roadblocks, things get in the way. Sometimes we don't listen to the universe. The universe is sending us signs, and we're like, oh, no, that's not the right path for me. That's not the right path for me. This emptied card also, it reminds me of the Hermit card a bit. And with the Hermit card being Virgo's card, because we've got the lantern here, and in the Hermit card, he's hiking to the top of that hill with his lantern to illuminate his path, to illuminate the soul's journey, not just the body's journey, but the soul itself. There could also have something to do with the solar. Oh my gosh. The chakra, the sacral, that's what I was looking for. The sacral chakra could also be really important during this lunar eclipse here. So far, kind of symbols I'm getting. Let me close this window. I don't know if you guys are picking up all this sound. The full moon coming up. People are injuring themselves, perhaps. Not on purpose. Not on purpose. Okay. Hopefully that's a little bit better. I'm not sure what my mic is picking up here. Okay. So let's take a look. First thing we're going to look at here for the collective is the shadow. So what is coming to light? What is this eclipse bringing to light here? Now, I've shuffled a few times. If you notice, the 2 of Cups has been at the bottom of the deck the whole time. Interesting. Just something to note. So what is coming to light? So this is going to unveil a hidden truth, buried emotion, or subconscious pattern that the eclipse is pulling out of the dark and into the light, out of the darkness into the light. Reminds me of that Gloria Estefan song. I forget what it's called. Coming out of the, I think it's called Coming into the Light. I don't know. All right, let's see. The shadow. What is coming to light for the collective here? What is coming to light for the collective, please? Six of Pentacles. Now, it came out reverse. Oh, I have this whole deck reversed. That's why. Okay. I was going to say, I'm going to read it upright for now. So, okay, what is coming into light is that there is an imbalance going on. And I think if you've been paying attention to the world, there's a huge imbalance. I think there's an imbalance of power. There's an imbalance of humanity, of harmony. So this eclipse is bringing to light, pulling out of the darkness. So perhaps we will see as a collective, the powers that be are kind of, they could be trying to balance something out. This could be economically, right? This is the Pentacles here, balancing out something financially, or just you as an individual could find yourself trying to find more stability. Now, this is also about give and take, this Six of Pentacles here. I know it's a little blown out because, well, the card is also a bit faded. I've had these cards for a while. They're well used and well loved. So it's, I described your Pisces mother perfectly. Oh, good. Or not so good, depending on your bend. So Six of Pentacles here. We have this man here, and he's deciding who, these are like two beggars, basically, right? Now he's got the scales here, the scales of justice. Well, this is not a Libra card. This is Taurus energy here. We do have the scales here. So he's trying to figure out who to give what to. So what's also coming out of the darkness into the light is that you could have been giving your energy to someone who was not giving you energy back in return. That is any imbalance of give and take is going to be coming to light during this lunar eclipse and within the weeks to come, right? Okay. Now let's see. This next card is going to be the release, what we must let go of as a collective. This is highlighting a habit, attachment, or an outdated mindset that's draining energy and needs to be left behind. So draining energy. I'm also noticing already we have 2 6s out, right? 2 and 4, 24 goes to a 6. And we're talking about Virgo as the 6th house. So the number 6 here could be very important, very significant. Virgo in particular could be very significant here as well. So the release, what is a collective needs to be let go of? What is a collective needs to be let go of? Temperance. Now that's interesting. Temperance is optimism. You know, I kind of call it my card of turning water into wine. It is a card of protection as well. The symbolism here is Archangel Michael symbolizing that we are protected, but it's saying that that's energy that needs to be left behind. So to me, how I'm interpreting this here is that what needs to be left behind is living in safety. More risks need to be taken. We need to, as a collective energy, we need to take more risks, put ourselves out there more, be more fearless. I'm not saying don't be optimistic, but I think there is a call here for being perhaps a little bit more realistic in the upcoming weeks as well. Just kind of, and you know, that also very much goes to this. Again, the Pentacles are about our 3-dimensional reality, what is tangible. Being more realistic financially, more realistic with what you are giving and to whom you are giving it to, or to what. Perhaps to what institutions, since we are talking about collective energies. And, you know, maybe this could be even in kind of an activism stance. If you have a company that you've been doing business with for a while, but you don't like their business practices, perhaps they don't align with your ideals, with your ethics, with your values, it's time to really look at that and not give to energies that are not aligned with you. right? There's an energy here of really kind of taking our head out of the clouds and bringing ourselves down to earth, down into the three-dimensional world. It's almost really pulling ourselves out of that Pisces energy is what I'm feeling here, right? And so far, just so you know, sign-wise, we have Taurus and we have Sagittarius coming out thus far. All right. Next, we're going to look at what lesson is this ending bringing. So I feel like this is the ending, it feels like, because this is what needs to be left behind. So what is the lesson here of this lunar eclipse? What is the lesson here of this lunar eclipse? And remember, we've also got a full moon. This is a lunar eclipse blood full moon. Full moons always bring things into the light. The Tower. Okie dokie. Wow. So this is the core karmic or spiritual lesson embedded in this intense transition that is happening with this lunar eclipse, full moon lunar eclipse. Yeah, once again, it's interesting that I said bringing things down to earth earlier with this energy, because that's what the Tower is about. The Tower is about knocking the king, the crown, knocking him out of his castle. It is really a card of humility at the end of the day. People look at the Tower card and go, oh my God, there's lightning, there's people falling out of buildings. Honestly, immediately it makes me think about 9/11. Which is coming up in like 2 weeks. Huh. Maybe there's something to that. Maybe something's going to happen again on September 11th. I'm not saying good, bad, or otherwise. I'm just saying perhaps there's going to be another major world event, collective world event that happens again on September 11th this year. Is it some sort of anniversary of September 11th? But that was 2001. Oh, it is. It's the 25th anniversary. Huh. Okay. Well, that's interesting that came out. Okay, and we have another 6. So we have 3 6s so far. So we have a 6, 6, and 6, the devil. Also interesting. Wow, I'm feeling a lot of okay, I'm not going to say negative energy. I'm not going to say bad energy, but I'm saying incredibly practical. We're going to be something about this lunar eclipse is like jarring people out of the clouds. That is what it is meant to do as a collective, but not only as a collective, the people at the top, the powers that be, whether you believe that, you know, the presidents and our prime ministers and the leaders and things are actually in power, there's some shadow government or dark of it, whatever it is you believe. There's an imbalance in those power structures. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the emperor come out, actually, because that's another indication of an actual structure. Now, okay, let's get back to the Tower here. That was a bit of a tangent. So the core karmic or spiritual lesson embedded in this transition is that I'm getting here, our leaders are not as stable as we think they are. Nothing is as stable as we think it is. And that's why we're being asked to give up a certain amount of optimism and harmony, because the harmony isn't really there. It's the concept of harmony is what we are seeing. But actual real harmony is not existing. And Spirit is asking us as a collective to recognize that there is an imbalance in energy, there is an imbalance in power, there's an imbalance in give and take. The harmony that there's some sort of like faux harmony going on right now. And the lesson is that we need to humble ourselves to take off our crowns collectively, and also, again, with the powers that be. This could have to do with the King of England. Maybe a literal crown is going to be removed. I don't know. It's just what's coming to mind right now. I'm an intuitive reader, and so obviously I read the meaning of the cards, but I also just kind of go with what comes to me here. And right now I'm just kind of seeing like King Charles in a crown, and that crown, maybe something is going to happen with the UK in particular, the British Empire. I don't, but the lesson here is that we all need to be a little more humble. There's something shocking is going to happen. And the other lesson here is that the reason that this shocking event is going to take place is because we have not been looking at reality enough, because we've been accepting, as a collective, we've accepted this perception of harmony and optimism and equality, but it's not real. And it hasn't been real. Probably for this whole entire cycle of Virgo Pisces eclipses. Okay. So the new dawn, what is quietly beginning? This is a glimpse of the fresh energy or path opening up once the dust settles. Once I'm really getting around September 11th, after whatever happens around that time, that's like the dust settling. Then like what's going to happen? So the new dawn, what is quiet? But it's quietly beginning now, but I feel like it's really going to show itself in the upcoming, I would maybe even 6 weeks, because we have sixes out here, 3 of them, and I've only got 4 cards with numbers on them, and 3 of them are sixes. Take that for what it's worth. There we go. The Queen of Swords. Okay, I really love that for what the fresh energy that is coming, because the Queen of Swords, it feels like this is the energy we need, like desperately need. We need some truth. We need, head in the clouds. Remember I said we collectively, we have our head in the clouds. She's above the clouds. She does not have her head in the clouds at all. And that's part of the point of this card, of the imagery, is that she is piercing through the bullshit, if you will. She's piercing through the dream. She's piercing through what we think is going on, or this kind of rose-colored glasses that we might want to live in, but it is not sustainable to live that way. I mean, maybe for some, I don't know, if you have like tons and tons of money, maybe you can live with rose-colored glasses on, but even then, I feel like there would be something really unsatisfying about it. So Queen of, I almost said Queen of Justice. Queen of Swords is about justice, dignity, integrity, speaking the truth. Not only speaking the truth, but you see she has her hand out here. She has created an aura around her that will only accept dignity, integrity, morality, truth. And we're talking about factual truths. This is not about emotions or how we feel, even though blue is our emotions. So our emotions are involved, but they are not the focus. And see, she is only calling in the truth. The objective truth. That's the word I was looking for. The objective truth. So that is the energy or the path that's opening up. We might see some more female leaders. I think a male leader, at least one in some sort of capacity. Again, perhaps it's the king. There's a female leader is going to be taking some sort of role. She's going to come in, and it possibly could be it feels like she comes out of nowhere and speaks only truth. It's like if you've seen the movie Moulin Rouge, this image is coming to mind, the sitar player. his song, I only speak the truth. I only speak the truth. That's like the feeling I'm getting here with this. Now let's clarify a little bit here. This has been, not that I, go into readings expecting anything or something, but it's been quite a reading so far. Okay, let's clarify here. Clarify. I haven't used these cards in a while. I'm excited to use these cards again. Okay, let's look at the Six of Pentacles here. We have a 6 again at the bottom of the deck. See, yeah, 6s are a big deal here. And I know some people, 666 is the devil. Yes, that's true, it is. But the devil is there to show us what is holding us back, what is binding us, and it's a voluntary binding. You are not really held prisoner. You just think that you are. Okay. Let's see here. 6 of Pentacles. All right, 6 of Pentacles for the shadow. What is coming to light? This imbalance of energy. This imbalance. Something is not balanced. What is coming to light, please, for the collective? The 6 of Pentacles. The King of Swords. So we have the Queen and King of Swords coming out. I love that. I really like this energy, this truth and justice energy coming out. Now, the King of Swords can be, once again, we've got a lot of crowns going on here. These are people in power, in great power, right? We're talking presidents, prime ministers, kings, other words for people in power of, countries or nations, things of this nature. And he's got a black raven, it looks like, on his arm, actually, right here. I don't know if it'll zoom into that. Yeah, it's a little blurry there, but he's got a black raven right here. There we go. And he's wearing this really kind of opulent crown. Now, he also, too, has his sword up in the air, but he's in armor. You see, he's protected. It's almost like he's ready to go to battle. He's ready to go to war. The Queen is not. The Queen is draped in, in a cape, really. It's more of a royalty feeling here. This guy, even though he's got a crown on and there's gold, there's something about this that doesn't feel royal. He feels like an imposter. So what this eclipse is dragging out of the dark for us collectively is that, I think here, for us, you individually, you might be giving your energy to someone who is an imposter. I'm getting a sheep in wolf's clothing energy. Someone who, they act like a king, but really they're just a soldier. And I don't mean just a soldier to downput soldiers, but you know what I'm saying. This person is walking around like their shit don't stink, kind of like they're royalty. This person is walking around like they were meant to, they have some sort of power that they don't actually really have. So if there's someone in your life that's walking around with this like air of overconfidence, let's put it that way. If you've been getting a feeling, you're like, this person, I don't know. I don't think they are who they say they are, or they're not what they, they're not what they seem. Trust that feeling, because the universe is saying here, that is what the eclipse is dragging out of the dark, are these imposters, these people that should not. And then as in the larger scheme, what the universe is dragging out are these people that are in power that should not be there. Maybe someone's going to get removed from a place of office here. Now, I'm in the United States. You can probably tell that based on my accent or lack thereof. But this could happen anywhere in the world, right? This is a collective. Whoever is watching the collective and outside of that, right? We raise our vibrations and our energies together. So this is, I don't know. I feel like there's an imposters, people in power that shouldn't be there, that people are going to be impeached. People are going to be removed from office, removed from seats that they shouldn't have had in the first place. They got there in a deceptive ways. It was not truthful. They cut corners. They lied. They used nothing but their connections. These people don't belong where they do, and they don't deserve your energy or your money or your monetary money. People in power are going to be losing money because collectively, we are removing the energy from them. Wow. Okay. This is going to be what to let go of. So this optimism, this idea that harmony actually exists, and this idea that we're protected. Right now, we are not protected, not nearly as much as we think we are. Once again, it's an illusion of harmony. It's an illusion of protection. The protection doesn't actually exist. For some reason, I just thought about armies. Like we might think that like the United States, they were known as the big bad army. Maybe it's not as powerful as we're being led to believe. And that goes for everywhere else in the world as well. Whatever sort of mechanism that is in place to protect you might not be nearly as powerful as you're being led to believe it is. Okay, to clarify temperance, we have the Judgment card. In this deck, it's karma. Look at that. There's a nice full moon in an eclipse. Wow. Wow, universe. Well, thank you for that one. So, and this is 3 people coming together, bringing their energy together. Now, this is the energy that needs to be left behind. Immediately, I'm getting a weird black magic feeling energy off this card. People that, now, obviously, I do not think it's black magic to look up at the moon and pray to it or whatever you want to say. These 3 women, it looks like, actually are doing, but they've got a circle there in front of them. It's lit up. This is very ritualistic. And at the moment, it's feeling dark. So this is a habit, attachment, or outdated mindset that's draining energy and needs to be left behind. Anyone out there that's trying to do some dark magic, don't mess with that stuff. Honestly, I'm really not even a believer in it. I think that the light is much more powerful than the dark. Now, we do need both. Trust me, I'm not just an all love and light person. Otherwise, I really wouldn't even be bringing up dark magic. But I just think it's bad energy for you to be for anyone to be wishing ill will and in this kind of darkness where you go through and do all these rituals. It's something satanic going on here. That needs to be left behind. Now, I do think that we're being controlled by, I believe that there are satanic forces out there that are in power. And maybe maybe they're going to be exposed. Maybe something, because like I said, there's something about a lack of harmony here. Now, the Judgment card typically has people coming out of their graves, coming back from the dead. Not quite sure where I'm going with that, but it's like something could be coming back around for us too. The Judgment card, karma, right? Karma's karma, man. One second, let me take a sip of my tea here. It's like the past is going to catch up with us as a collective. The past is catching up with us. Is what this is. Karma is coming for every single one of us. So if you've been doing good and keeping your vibrations high, then this is going to be a wonderful surprise. If you've been negative, wishing people ill will, mocking people, just being overall a kind of nasty human being, well, then that's the karma that's going to be coming back to you. I'm getting the image of a boomerang here as well, which makes me think of Australia. I don't know, maybe something's going to big happen in Australia. Okay, this is the core karmic or spiritual lesson embedded in this transition. Let's clarify this tower, this fall of power. this humility, it's sudden humility. It's like, bam. It's like some big truth is coming out. Two of Pentacles. Something that used to be imbalanced, something that felt like it could not come out. Something's been hidden. Something that's hidden is going to be coming out. The lesson. What lesson is it? So the lesson, I think the lesson is that no matter how much you try and hide something from whatever, from the universe, from yourself, from other people, eventually you can't hide it. Eventually something is going, the truth, it's the saying that's coming to mind right now is the truth shall set you free. The truth is going to come out. Whatever reality will present itself. It's like, I'm getting the feeling like this little guy here, he's juggling. I know you probably can't see lighting here, but yeah, there's an infinity symbol on this Two of Pentacles here. And he's juggling both of them. These pentacles feel protected inside of this infinity symbol. It's almost like he's using his own energy to kind of levitate them and hold them there. But that can't last forever, right? And given that this Two of Pentacles is clarifying the Tower, this fall from grace, religions, something about religions coming down, crumbling too. Religious beliefs, you could be, you individually and as a collective, we could be questioning our religious beliefs, our spiritual beliefs. The lesson in this ending of harmony is that maybe we were holding on too strong to our spiritual and religious beliefs, to this positivity, because it feels like we're all as a collective going to get like a big dose of reality here, is what this eclipse is bringing in. Hey there, Matt. Thanks for joining. All right, and now we're going to look at the Queen of Swords. This is the new dawn. What is quietly beginning? And like I said, this could quietly begin right after the eclipse here, but intuitively, I'm feeling like it begins after this Tower happens, and this Tower feels really, really connected to September 11th. So let's see. Queen of Swords. The new dawn, what is quietly beginning. So this is going to be the fresh energy or path opening up once the dust settles. Once the dust settles. Queen of Swords, please. Let's see. What is this? Well, that was real quick. Another queen here. The Queen of Cups. Yeah, remember I said that I feel like there could be a fall of some sort of masculine, some sort of male power, someone male that is in power. And what will a female is going to replace that male. This could be two. It could happen twice. We have two queens coming out here, one on top of the other. Whatever this world event is, could I'm sensing also that it's going to happen on a sea, like a coastal country, like whatever the country, some piece of land that's like by the ocean, right? Now, there's very compassionate energy coming in. This is really nice, given that we have like this imposter energy, this guy that's like wearing a crown, but he really didn't earn the crown. He shouldn't even have the crown. It's like we don't even know where he got the crown. That's what it feels like. Like it's like this dude came out of nowhere. It was like, whoa, where'd you get that crown, man? And he's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And he's so confident, and he has so much information that you stop questioning it, because because this person is almost like it just like inundating you with information, right? But that's the energy that's ending. What's coming in is something much more gentle. It's still truthful. Well, not still truthful, pardon me. It is truthful, because what's going on right now is not truthful. That's what has to end is this imposter. What's coming in is truth, but it's gentle. It's not going to hit you over the head with it. It just is. It's a very quiet power that is the fresh energy or path. This is not a fresh path. This is a fresh energy that's entering in. Is what I'm feeling here. Yeah, we have the 10 of Cups at the bottom of this deck. I like that because this has been kind of a heavy reading. And this 10 of Cups, I call it like my emotional bliss card. Just happiness, rainbows, right? Kids playing, people are content. We have the Empress underneath that. Once again, another very powerful but compassionate female energy. And under here, we have the Page of Swords with the Queen of Cups again. So yeah, there's a lot of feminine energy coming in here, and it feels like a lot of intense masculine energy is going to be clearing out. Now, I'm just going to get parting message from the universe, and that will be that for this reading for our full moon lunar eclipse. And folks, I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. It helps me out a great deal, and I appreciate each and every one of you. All right. So let's get just parting message from the universe about this lunar eclipse, full moon. Now, we've really focused on the lunar eclipse here. I kind of want to ask the universe, the full moon always exposes, brings something to light that was in the dark. Now, we've kind of been talking about that this whole reading. But let's see, what is in particular, universe? Let's see this parting message. What is this full moon going to expose? Because that's part of the full moon's job. Exposure. What is this full moon going to expose, please? Anything else? What is this full moon going to expose? That came out last. So we have the Hanged Woman. Yep, there's the Two of Pentacles again. And the Page of Swords we had there. So yeah, I feel like this full moon is exposing that collectively, I think we've kind of been waiting. We've been, as a collective, a lot of sacrifice has happened, a lot of wait. But part of the sacrifice has been waiting for something to happen. I almost feel like as a collective, we've been waiting for this Tower and Two of Pentacles moment. We've all kind of been waiting for this Tower moment to come. We want the power. We want, it's like we're going to welcome the humility. We're going to welcome the fall from grace. Because it's been too much. Something is too overwhelming. Two of Pentacles, there's been too much juggling. While, even though we've been sitting in wait, it's almost like Groundhog Day. It's been just the same thing over and over and over again. And we're done with that. And the Page of Swords is curiosity. And you see she's listening. She's standing in a very quiet, almost like swampy kind of, there's water. She's just on this rock. And she has her hand to her ear and she's just listening. And right, we had this Oracle card come out. Listening. Listening is part of this lunar eclipse full moon. So yeah, what's going to be exposed is that all of us as a collective, we're sick and tired of, it's not just the grind. It's not like, oh God, I'm sick and tired of the 9 to 5. It's much more than that. It goes much deeper than that. We're sick and tired of like a collective suffering almost of this sacrifice, constant waiting for something to happen, waiting for these promises, things that we've been promised for us, but they're not coming in. And so we have to just listen. What's being patient and listening. But being patient and listening isn't enough anymore. It's action is what is needed. That's what's being exposed. Is that just waiting around and listening and hoping anymore? Or it's not good enough anymore. What we need action. We the people, you yourself need to take action, because waiting for someone else to do it is only going to lead to pain and suffering and this emptied feeling here. Do we have any more sixes come out? No. Okay. All right. Well, that's what I've got for you for the lunar eclipse blood moon reading as a collective and as something I think much, I just happened to be what came out as something much larger. They said we had a lot of sixes come out, so do be careful of your health. They always say the full moon, there are a lot more accidents, things of that nature. That has been proven. That's not just like, oh, woo woo, you weird spiritual people talk about this stuff. No. So yeah, just take care of yourselves. Do watch out for that devil energy. Even though the devil isn't out here, we do have 3 sixes. So just remember, you are not, the binds you think you have on you are imagined. They are not really there. You are not bound. You are not bound to a low vibration. You could vibrate higher yourself. And yeah, it's time to take action. Thanks again so much for being here. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Have a great, blessed day. Take care.